Greetings, Minecraft brothers and sisters. What is going on? So, I have something cool for you today. We are going to do some geocaching in Minecraft, or minecaching. This video is going to be full of adventure, fun, excitement, mystery, adventure, mystery, and more fun. You're going to love it. Now, before we get into it, I have some sad news. So, right now I'm standing in what's left of my central city hub house. It's sort of my base in my base on the server, and I was in for a very sad surprise because you can't really see much of what's here. It's been destroyed by lightning. Usually when lightning strikes a building, at least in my experience, it only damages a small... So what is geocaching? For those of you who don't know what geocaching is, right now I'm here at the official geocaching website, geocaching.com, and basically what it is, it's a game that people play in real life. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt. So how this works is somebody out there in the world hid a secret box somewhere, and they have provided a set of coordinates and clues for someone to go find that hidden box. And so this game is basically a scavenger hunt to find hidden boxes, and there's millions of these all over the world. For example, if we go to the geocaching map, all these dots that you see on the map are geocaches. They're hidden caches. Just to give you a picture, when I say there's millions all over the world, there is millions all over the world, and there's millions of people all over the world who play this game. Many people play this game as a hobby or just as a fun, leisurely pastime when they're out hiking or doing whatever. It's most fun when you're playing with other people. Now, geocaching in Minecraft is perfect for geocaching. I like to call it minecaching, but it's a fun game to play within Minecraft, or a game within a game. In Minecraft, you know, you have a coordinate system, so right there, you know, it's all set up to play geocaching just like in real life. If I hide a box somewhere and then I give you a set of coordinates and some clues, you can go find that within Minecraft. It's really cool. I've created difficulty ratings, and there's certain rules for each difficulty rating. For example, the easiest kind of cache, difficulty 1, you will get exact coordinates that lead you to the exact location that the cache box is located, the exact block. But as the difficulty goes up, the rules change slightly. For example, a level 2 cache, the cache container only has to be in a 10 block radius of the coordinates that will take you to the cache. So as the difficulty increases, there's a bigger area of where the cache isn't exactly where the coordinates tell you to go. So that makes it more difficult and more interesting, I think. So the difficulty scale. Now, the cache we're going to be looking for is the hardest kind of cache. Hence why I'm doing this video walkthrough, because I want people to actually find my cache. Okay, so I'll just read you the description. It says, "Haven't seen a mine cache like that in years." After a long second of silence. "On second thought, maybe you're not a real burglar after all, Mr. Bilbo. This cache isn't that interesting, actually. In fact, everyone knows a secret box like that can't remain a secret that long. So if it actually existed, we would all know about it. Just stay in your hobbit hole. Here's a rundown. Difficulty 5 means coordinates provided of any kind to find the cache are not required but optional. You don't know where your feet will take you, Mr. Bilbo. You're with me now, and I'm just evil." A difficulty 5 means it is for hardcore minecachers. hardcore minecachers, and it is full on hardcore adventure quest. Achievement of finding such a cache would be well earned. You're going to have to use some detective work, to say the least. The only thing a minecacher may have to go on in order to find this mythical cache, or whatever you want to provide. For example, clues, information, compass, map, anything that could possibly help. It is a quest for you to create for them. Give them hell. If you want to build a temple that stretches from the sun to the nether and hide the cache in the wall somewhere, great. Okay, so that's pretty much the rundown of a difficulty 5. At that level of cache, you're creating, it gets at the level of where it could be an adventure game within Minecraft. It isn't just your basic cache, follow a set of coordinates, go find a box. It's a much more elaborate, much more creative, and a much harder sort of adventure. Let's get a satellite view of where we're playing, where we're going to be, where our journey is going to take us. So here's a map of the 60Gig server I play on, and our journey starts right here in the central town of the server. This mine cache that we're going to go find is located in this station that I built recently, and let's get to it. So that's where we're going to be going. That said, I'll see you right back here at the mine caching hub, and that's where we'll begin. We're going to try not to die anymore in this video, right? I guess I was just so overwhelmed by this. I mean, look at this. Oh my god, you don't know what this looked like before, but this was a beautiful place. My hub health. Oh my god. I don't even want to think about this right now. Alright, so let's just pretend we didn't see that, and we're going to go to the central station and start our journey. Oh, I almost forgot. We gotta pick up our book, our book that has all the information we need. Take one of these books, and that's all we need right there. And I don't think we have homeowners insurance on this server. I think I'm pretty much screwed as far as damages go. I'm gonna have to either probably just rebuild. Crap. Alright, let's pretend that didn't happen. I don't want to spend this whole video mourning over my destroyed hub. We have a lot to go through in this video, and I'm going to try to knock this out in an hour. We'll see. Getting on the train. Oh. I need a drink right now. Fortunately, I do have a drink right now. I have a beer right next to me. And I'm going to take a swig of it right now because I need it. Okay, now so, where are we at here? Okay, so we got our book. So while we're traveling, might as well read you the book. Alright, so, here we are. The title is The Mystery at West Northwest Station. It's a mystery puzzle cache. It says, it's got a Minecraft code, difficulty level 5. It's in a forest biome. I know where I'm going. We're going to the train station. The date hidden was May 21st, 2014. It says the coordinates. Those coordinates are going to take us to this station. They'll take us to the portal lobby where we'll start. So the description. Here's the description. Prepare yourself for an exciting adventure mystery quest. I have possibly one of the most challenging, it's not that hard actually, in parentheses, mine caches, or mysterious. Not sure the exact word I'm looking for, but it's cool. And they're some of the best hidden, badass secret doors that you will ever find. That's for damn sure. That's why you should keep watching this video and follow me in this adventure, because you're going to see some badass secret doors. This is a multi-cache, as much as it is a mystery puzzle cache. There are several stages of this cache that consist of clues and a set of chords to the final cache. Each stage will reward you with one part of these chords. So we'll get a set of clues, and we'll get the coordinates in parts, in pieces. Each stage will reward you with one part of these chords. There is no set path to the final cache or a linear progression to it. So you don't have to follow the same order of things that I'm doing, but you may progress through this puzzle in a number of ways. There's even a small chance of discovering the final cache without solving the previous stages. The idea with this adventure is to use your eyes and your brain. That means feeling the environment for clues and information. It means finding books and reading them. There may be valuable clues, hints within the contents of a story or text that you will need to lead you to the next step. Look around. Okay, gotta get on this cart right here. Okay, where were we? To begin your search, follow the chords provided here, which will lead you to the west-northwest station. Once there, you're on your own, baby. I almost forgot to mention, do not break blocks at all in this particular mine cache. I mention that because the more difficult mine caches allow you to break blocks, but that should only be done with discretion. But do not break blocks with this cache at all. You don't need to. Hints. So this is the last page. I have some hints here, or your first hint. Some switches control doors quite some distance away. Explore, explore, explore. Alright, so that's what you get in the book to start out with. I'll see you at the station. Okay, so here we are arriving at the West-Northwest Train Station. It has the basics. It's got there's a couple of staircases here. This staircase goes up to the stable. There's another staircase over here that goes up to the portal lobby. I'm going to show you around the station. This part of the video is just giving a tour of the station, and because this is the stage for this epic minecache. So, yeah, dancing in the rain. Okay, here we are outside of the station. We go down this way. It takes us to the stables. So if we come up this way, stables. Down this corridor is the portal lobby. It contains the portal to the Nether, and also now just getting back to our little book here. It does tell us the coordinates, and those coordinates, we have our GPS right here on the upper right corner of the screen. It's our map, and it displays the coordinates. And these coordinates will take you to right here. This chest right here also contains these books. So when you're done with this cache, you can just leave the book right here, and that would be great because we can recirculate the books. I can take them back to my that place that we saw earlier that was destroyed that we don't want to think about. Yeah, I need something like another drink of beer to drown my sorrows. And so this is the lobby. Newsstand is right there. We'll come back to that place. Up here, if you follow here, this room is for convenience. You got a bed, some furnaces, and temporary storage chests. So that's just for convenience for other players that are using the station. Follow this staircase. We go up to the watchtower. I'll take you up there. All of these sections are key sections of the station, and we'll be visiting all these locations again throughout this quest. But just showing you the watchtower. Look at the beautiful view. Ooh, ah. Got our fire. Now, this can't burn down because I have separated the blocks strategically according to the fire spread mechanics and to ensure that the fire will not spread. So, moving along. Up here, let's follow this staircase. What's in here? Huh. Empty storage closet. What's in here? Another storage closet. Well, that's interesting. We love little nooks like that. That's fun. Up here, show you around. Got some skylight. Okay. So, where do we begin? We start by looking around. First of all, there's going to be a lot of reading in this video because there's a lot of things to read. The clues are going to sort of help us along in progressing through the various stages to the final cache, where there will be a logbook where we could log our name that we found the cache. And also, for those of you who don't know about geocaching or minecaching or whatever, the final cache box contains a logbook, and it also contains items for trade. There's a simple rule about the items for trade. If you take an item, you must replace it with another item of equal or greater value than the item you took. It's just a fun little way of trading things, I guess. You don't have to even take anything out of the chest if you don't want. But that's just part of the fun. So, what's this over here? We got a newsstand, and then we have security magazine. I'm gonna start with the history. Put that book back up there. And please, always return these books back to the chest that you found them. Please. I might as well just grab both books because I'm going to read both books. Alright, so start with the history. SixtyGig Life, May 19th, 2014. 60Gig Life magazine would like to commemorate the historical West Northwest Train Station and its 160 years of being in service. In this special issue, we bring you a history of the West Northwest Station. West Northwest Station history. This train station was once the hub of Shadowbrook, a small mining town, built in 1855 at the peak of the Shadowbrook Gold Rush years. West Northwest Station is perhaps the only remaining structure still standing from that period. That was a time when this land was rich in gold and especially diamonds. This caused the miners and entrepreneurs to flock to this region in search of great fortune. That was long before mining eventually became outlawed entirely in 60Gig. In 1840, Shadowbrook had a population of 50 miners. At that time, it was not much more than a mining camp consisting of a couple dozen crudely constructed shacks and a well. There is a well, we'll see that later. The same well that exists today on the northwest side of the station. Though the water, once clean and pure, is now foul and acidic. Not safe for drinking at all. In fact, the water in that well is said to produce an eerie glow at night. The eldest of the local ranchers, Ernest Crane, even believes that well to have been cursed by an unspeakable evil that is responsible for wiping out the town of Shadowbrook over 100 years ago. However, all the other local ranchers insist that old Crane over the hill has gone off his rocker, and that talk ain't nothing but old myths and mumbo-jumbo stuff. And besides, the Cranes are well known for being a highly superstitious and God-fearing bloodline of ancient ancestors who once inhabited old Shadowbrook. Initially, the early miners of Shadowbrook were only seeking coal and iron in their operations, but soon rumors were spreading to nearby towns that miners here were packing gold and diamonds by the cartload. The news spread like wildfire all over 60Gig. Almost overnight, the population of Shadowbrook escalated to over 3,000. This was around the time when a very wealthy and illustrious entrepreneur by the name of Vale Monroe came to town. Monroe was a fabulously wealthy man, having owned both the biggest mine company and railroad company in 60Gig at the time. He was responsible for bringing the railroad to Shadowbrook and buying out the West Northwest Mine Company. Monroe was even elected town mayor in 1860, shortly after constructing the West Northwest Train Station, a post he held for almost 50 years. It wasn't until 1908 that Mayor Monroe finally resigned after years of public backlash and disfavor of his holding office for so long. He spent the last years of his life as station caretaker and taking up residence at the West Northwest Train Station. There's a myth that prevails even till this day that old Monroe hid a cash box or safe somewhere in the West Northwest Station itself. This cache is rumored to contain a significant amount of his accumulated wealth. However, no tangible evidence exists to give credence to the existence of such a cache. The turn of the century marked the beginning of a very dark period, a series of unfortunate events, and ultimately the decline of Shadowbrook. By 1901, the West Northwest mine had been virtually depleted of all its ores and precious resources, crippling the fragile local economy. Most of Shadowbrook's population quickly dwindled, mostly due to the extreme scarcity of employment to be had there, causing men to move their families away to mining operations elsewhere, or seek work in the timber industry, an industry the Shadowbrook unfortunately lacked due to the fact that 60Gig Timber Company had a monopoly on pretty much all of the forest land that would have otherwise been a valuable commodity for any kind of timber industry in Shadowbrook. Then there was the fire of 1905, which burned down the whole east side of town, killing 350. The cause of that fire was unknown. Ironically, it happened in April, the wettest time of year in Shadowbrook. However, because the houses on the east side of town were the earlier houses constructed with pitch-filled logs and timber, they all went up in flames like a pile of matchsticks. Of course, in a dwindling economy, the town had very little funds by this time and so could not afford to rebuild. Old Monroe died in 1910 at the age of 115. At least that's what a few surviving medical records state about Vale Monroe. These are the only records in existence stating anything at all about the death of the unusually old man. What's strange is the circumstances around his death, and as well documented in public records from late 1800s and into the turn of the century. He was in excellent health all the way up to the last years of his life. Occasionally, the editorial column in the Shadowbrook Daily Gigger from that period featured outcries from locals raising serious questions about old Monroe and desperately bringing attention to the fact that his physical appearance hadn't seemed to have ever changed or aged beyond a man of 60. Carver Crane, one of the early miners from the 1840s and among the oldest surviving residents of Shadowbrook at that time, wrote in one August 1905 editorial column, "I don't feel right about that old Vale Monroe as our mayor, nor would I care to lay eyes on him ever again, to be honest. Something just ain't right about him. I was a young man of 25 working in their mines when Monroe showed up in town. When he became our new boss, we all agreed he couldn't have been younger than 60. I reckon he must be at least 110 years of age by now. How does such a man come to outlive even the youngest teenage of our mining crew? After all these years, and not show the slightest damn bit of age. I tell you, good folks, it ain't natural. It has to be the work of the devil." The startling thing is, according to Monroe's physician, Dr. Chandler Borges, old age may not have been the cause of death for Monroe. Medical documents written by Dr. Borges from 1908 to 1910 reveal that Monroe had been consumed by an insidious and life-threatening illness that spread over the whole town of Shadowbrook like a plague, starting in 1908. By this time, the town's population had dwindled to just 300. The source of this illness had been traced to the drinking water coming from the town well. A foul transformation had come over that water. It became like a poison. This plague killed off most of the town's population, what was left of it, including Monroe. Another interesting fact to point out is that Dr. Borges was not the town physician. Actually, nothing is known about him at all. No records about Dr. Borges are known to exist other than Monroe's few medical records signed by Chandler E. Borges, M.D. For the late Vale Monroe, sightings of him declined in 1908, becoming very rare by 1909, the last being in June 1910 as witnessed by Beth Crane, daughter of since dead Carver Crane. Mrs. Crane wrote in one June 1910 news article titled, "Who is Vale Monroe?" She says, "I was riding my horse to West Northwest Station stables, where Beth Monroe, Beth Crane, yes, Beth Crane. I was riding my horse to West Northwest Station stables, where I board, when I glanced up at the station watchtower and saw a figure with a pair of binoculars. I promptly stopped the horse to get a better look at the figure to see the watcher's face, clearly as that old Monroe. I didn't get there more than a brief moment to look at him before the figure turned around and vanished out of view. So determined was I for validation of the identity of that mysterious watcher in the tower that I quickly dismounted my horse by the station entrance, tying it up by a rope, and conducted a prompt and thorough search for the search of the station. After searching the tower, portal lobby, stables, hayloft, and every other nook and cranny I could think of in the station, I could find no trace of my watcher. I did find a pair of binoculars lying on the stone tiles up in the watchtower. In spring 1910, after the heaviest rains recorded in over 100 years, a series of very large sinkholes opened up under the west side of the Shadowbrook, and swallowing up whole all the remaining buildings of the town, leaving only the West-Northwest Train Station and well intact. The deep pits left by the sinkholes have filled up with water, forming the many ponds on the west side of the station. This left the town virtually non-existent. Only a few ranchers remained of what was previously Shadowbrook. Till this day, it is the local ranchers who maintain the West-Northwest train station and keep it in operation. The station and well on the northwest side stand today as historic landmarks. Okay, so, that was quite a colorful history. Vale Monroe. It's a creepy name. Alright, what else we got? Security Magazine. Okay. Security Magazine. Secret Doors. Keeping Your Home and Loot Safe. By Luke Downandwater. Home Security Guru. Luke Downandwater. Makes you wonder who thought of these names, doesn't it? These days, it is more important than ever to have a system of hiding your precious items. I like to use secret doors in my home. I'm obsessed with them. I have a secret door for everything, even for storing my coffee. Most are pretty familiar now with the secret room behind painting and other methods that are now becoming obsolete. I will share some of the ways of creating secret doors that I use that no one would ever find left to their own devices. The hidden button. Buttons are often used as decorative touches that they are usually overlooked as having any function at all. This means they can be placed in plain sight, or not, and still function as a trigger for your secret door. The key here is that whatever the button triggers, the effects of which are not obvious. I like to have the button and the door as far a distance apart as possible in my house. Paintings with a twist. Paintings can be very effective ways of concealing hidden doors if some additional components are added. A trap door fitted behind a painting will prevent anyone from walking through it unless the trap door is opened by some hidden trigger, button, pressure plate, etc. Therefore, it will always appear as a normal painting, solid and impenetrable, until the trapdoor behind it is activated. Pressure plates. I love pressure plates. This is where my evil ways really start to grow horns. Wooden pressure plates can be triggered by items resting on them. If they are installed behind a painting with trapdoor above, no one will suspect a thing. The key is throwing items at the painting to trigger the pressure plate hidden behind. When a click is heard, the trapdoor opens. One can then walk or jump through the painting. Sometimes I like to use these pressure plate paintings, not as an opening themselves, but instead as a trigger for a secret door located some distance away. Sometimes on another level of my house. Flower pots. These are not used to hide anything. They're more of a way for reminding me of how to access my secret doors should I forget. In my home, I used a simple color-coded system. Red flowers tell me that there is a painting nearby that has a pressure plate. Blue flowers tell me that there is a button trigger near. I use a combination of all these techniques and more in my home security system. End of article. Okay, so we're going to return these books to the chest. Security Magazine and history. Actually, I'm going to put my armor on just for good measure. Oh, I don't have my leggings. Oh well. Okay, so that was interesting. Okay, so we have some history, some context. This Vale Monroe character is quite interesting. History does not know 100% what happened to Vale Monroe. Very strange. Okay, so the security magazine gives us some important clues there. Very interesting. So let's have a look around. All right, so if we explore around, just looking around in the environment, you will notice there are paintings on the walls here, and I can't walk through them. But what do we know about paintings? We know that we should never take anything for granted. That's number one. We should never take anything for granted. Now that we know what we're kind of after here. For example, these decorative buttons here. Let's try pushing them. Ooh! Click! What did that do? I can now walk through this painting. Activated that trap door right there. What do we have here? A button. Okay, I hear that activated a piston somewhere. I don't know where, but, well, I do know where, but. So we've pushed that button. Close that back up. That way anyone coming after us cannot just walk through that painting. Okay, so that activated something. Now, I'll tell you, buttons can activate things some distance away. We know that. Let's go back up to that hayloft. First of all, we're up here in the hayloft. I want to show you another way of getting up here. You wouldn't know this unless you were trying things. I'm going to show you a shortcut to that hayloft that will take us right where we need to go. See this painting right here? Let's throw some items at it. See, you heard that activated something. There we go. See that? Trapdoor. We threw an item and it landed on that wooden pressure plate right there. Now we can pull this lever, opens that up, and close it up behind ourselves, and we're leaving no footprints behind us. Meanwhile, this right here opened up, and this is where we wanted to go right here. Walk through here. Me stepping over that pressure plate closed that door behind me. I don't need to walk back over it. This is exit there, but we're not done here, so we're gonna explore this. What's this? That's interesting. That is rather quaint. What else we got? Oh, wow. Isn't this interesting? I wonder why red flowers would be there. Well, red flowers, if you remember from the clue from that security magazine, red flowers indicate to me that this is a pressure plate painting. So that tells me I need to throw something at it. Here we go. Okay, that, oh, you heard that click, so... Fuck! Creeper! I don't have any food either. How dumb of me not to come prepared with food. But, look at this, look, it opened up that, look. How cool is that? You haven't seen nothing yet. Alright, well, this is not good either. I have a half of heart and no food. Not very good preparation on my part. Wow, this looks like some kind of living quarters. Who could be living up in this secret room? That's so strange. What's in here? We have Fragment A. This is a newspaper fragment. That's what that means. It's a newspaper fragment. The Daily Gigger, June 3rd, 1910. Editor's note. We regret to inform our readers that the future of the Daily Gigger news publication is looking uncertain at this point. Due to financial issues here at the local Shadowbrook office and a dramatic decline in subscriber base, as well as losing 3 of our staff members this year, advertising manager, news editor, and editor-in-chief, we can no longer deliver the quality of news you depend on a daily basis. Our publication cycle will now be changing to a biannual. Also, we will be relocating our office headquarters to the nearby town of Eisenboro. Our Shadowbrook office is slowly falling into a giant sinkhole. All day here in our building we could hear the sound like shotgun blast in the framework of the walls. As I write this, cracks are opening up in the wall in the front of my desk. All the other staff members fled the building 3 hours ago. Only I remain here working and against the will of my colleagues. I must deliver this issue at all costs. Thank you, readers, for your loyalty. From the Daily Gigger office to our readers, we love you. Mitch Addington, Managing Editor. Okay, well, that doesn't sound good. Article is titled, Who is Vale Monroe? In recent years, and after the 1908 resignation of Mayor Monroe, there has been heavy public scrutiny of this man, who has lived an unnaturally long life and showing no signs of aging whatsoever. While his company West Northwest Monroe Mining continues to conduct deep operation under Shadowbrook, at the cost of many company laborers' lives, even though these mines have been depleted of precious stones and ores for years. For the last couple of years, Monroe has taken the humble position of station caretaker at West Northwest Train Station. One might think this to be a sign that he is winding down in his old age. However, even at the age of 110, Monroe is still CEO of West Northwest Monroe Mining, showing no signs of passing the torch or slowing down company operations. Okay, so that's the end of this newspaper fragment. Oh, and it says on the bottom of the page, it says, above the torn away bottom edge of the newspaper fragment are some sloppily scrawled words written in red ink. X negative 4010. Okay, so that's an important coordinate, obviously. So we write that down. That's important for us. Okay. What else we got? Oh. If there are no houses left in town, by definition there is no town. Paper is torn away right here. Wow. That was creepy. Okay, so we got a piece of the coordinate. Put that back. We're done there. What do we have here? A chest? What's in here? Clues to maze. A maze? It says, there's a hidden maze in this station that contains important clues. Find it. Take my 4 steps to madness. Step 1. Find hidden button that unlocks. Step 2. What horses eat? That unlocks. What horses drink? That unlocks. Just a boring little closet, nothing less than pure genius. Put that back. Okay, so that was a pretty in-your-face clue to the next step. Okay, so we move on to step 2. We go through this door. And this is an exit pathway, because by now this is closed up. The reason being is because that item that we threw at the painting despawned, and so it wasn't holding down that pressure plate. So that's the necessity for having this exit strategy here. Just fall right down the water, fall on that pressure plate right here. We went right through that painting, and look, we can't go back through, but that was a hidden exit. And then again we have an exit here. Follow this. This takes us down here. Again, pressure plate opens up, trap door, walk through the painting. Can't go through. No one would suspect a thing there because you can't walk through it. And we come right back down into the lobby. Alright, so that was stage 1 of the cache. I'm going to end this video here because it's getting very long, and this is an epic cache. It looks like it's going to be a multi-part video series. So I'll see you in the next video, and we'll continue on with this video walkthrough. Alright, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.